how should leaders normalize conversations around mental health, taking therapy, talking about dealing with stress, talking about spending time with family, or creating a work-life balance? What could leaders could do with their teams?
Yeah, I often read articles, etc. on this subject. There are so many on Google. If you just look at, how can managers or bosses normalize mental health conversations, you will find like a million articles, and they all say the same thing: just talk. There really is no rocket science to this. Every person, every leader or team member, you are free to draw your own boundaries. You're free to choose what you want to or don't want to talk about, how much of your personal life or your personal problems you want to reveal. That's a thorny area. You have to draw your own boundaries. You have to decide how much do you want to discuss with your team members. But you don't have to get into sort of like really granular details of your own struggles. Sometimes even uttering the term mental health, there is so much hesitation among senior leaders. And I understand where that comes from, because it is a very sensitive, complex area. You don't want to end up triggering somebody. You don't want to end up saying something that, you don't want to use language that might hurt someone. Lots of questions, lots of doubts, lots of confusion. Which is why I always say that, when you want to talk about mental health, forget about, sort of using technical terms. Forget about using words like depression, or, diseases or diagnostic labels.
Okay.
Just talk about, okay, if you had a stressful day yesterday, for whatever reason, just say that, yesterday was a bad day, but obviously you can't start talking about it in a vacuum. One morning you show up to your office and, you've always had this image of a person who never talks about any of these vulnerable things. And then suddenly you show up in office and just say, all right, guys, gather around. I want to tell you about yesterday. It was a really bad day. And, I was feeling very low. All your people are going to be taken aback if you do that. So you have to prepare ground. You have to start maybe with sort of mini team meetings, where you give the floor to your employees. Just don't suddenly make a grand announcement that from today we are going to start talking about mental health in our organization, right? Empower your line managers, middle managers, let them start these conversations at sort of ground floor level. Let everybody understand. Everybody should understand that the leaders of the organization are fully supportive of this cultural shift, and you have to do this by using communication, written communication, unwritten communication, body language, all sorts of things. Hire a trainer if you want, will come and help you. Don't try to do it all by yourself, because you're not qualified to deal with many of these things. So maybe hire somebody who specializes in mental health training. Let them come and talk to you. To your team members. That would be a good start. Getting an external person to come and talk.
And an external person, or even a support structure, such as if you enable access to, let's say, a therapy service for your team members, and you could destigmatize the conversations by subtly hinting that you in your therapy session, you had a therapy session yesterday, or you could talk about some vulnerable days that, hey, this was a high stress day, or you could promote a work-life balance as a leader by announcing to the team that you're taking a day off or a half a week off to spend time with your family.
Absolutely, right? Absolutely. It's just sort of normal people to people conversations. Yeah.